detecting a massive object emerging from hyperspace.
Well, guys, it finally happened. The Clone Wars panel was by far the most revealing out of any of the panels so far that we've seen. I mean, we didn't even really get a real trailer in The Mandalorian. You did, but it was an exclusive one. However, the Clone Wars panel showed more than just a trailer. They showed a kind of memorial video at the very beginning. We saw 2 finished clips, one from the Bad Batch and one from an Ahsoka arc, and we saw a third clip in rough, unfinished animation that Dave Filoni just really wanted to show. And on top of that, we still got a Season 7 trailer at the very end. So I'm going to go in order from the very beginning of the panel to the very end. What we started off with was a nice memorial video, similar to the 100 episode video that you see on YouTube. It's like a 5-minute long thing. This is basically just all new footage. Now, at first, I thought that this was going to be the trailer and that it was just starting off with nice old clips that we've seen before. But it was just old clips. There was nothing new that was shown in here, but it was still a very nice video, and it actually used the music. I believe it's from the Force Awakens, though it could be from the Last Jedi trailer, but I believe it's the Force Awakens trailer, and that's the music that they used during this video, at least in the middle part of it, and it was really nice to just be reminded of everything. Ultimately, it just served as a recap right before the panel started, kind of to just get all 6 seasons fresh in everyone's mind before they start diving into Season 7 and everything it contains. Now, the second thing that was shown was a clip from the Bad Batch arc, and as Dave Filoni said, most Star Wars fans that have been pretty adamant about watching Clone Wars have seen these episodes in their rough, unfinished animation form. So we've all seen this, but it was really actually nice to see a finished form of animation. But one gripe that I do have with this season is that I would have preferred 12 all new episodes rather than 4 episodes diving into something that we've already seen. But we're getting it, and I'm happy to get it. I'm happy to see it in full animated, finished form. And just regarding this and all other clips, including the trailer, Dave Filoni even said this, they actually had to redo some of the animation because the technology had advanced far enough to where they could actually make things look better. So he went into detail about how he pulled up a picture of before and after Rex, and you can actually see very slight, subtle differences. He said it's hard to notice, but in the long run, it makes everything look a lot better. Now, the second clip that we see is one of Ahsoka diving into the depths of the Coruscant underworld, and her speeder bike goes, it kind of blows up. Now, like I've said about the Bad Batch scene that they showed, we've actually seen this. I'm not sure where it was. I believe it was at a Star Wars celebration where it was like a Clone Wars Remembered panel, and they showed a lot of unfinished footage, some stuff from Dark Disciple. This is one of the clips that they showed, but it was in its unfinished animated form. And to see it nice and rendered completely is honestly, it's really nice. However, while Ahsoka is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars The Clone Wars, and honestly Star Wars in general, I'm not really liking the look of these episodes. At least these 4. And you'll see with the trailer that I'll pull up eventually when I talk about it. But it's basically what it looks like is 4 episodes of Ahsoka going through the underworld, meeting a ragtag group of people. It honestly reminds me a lot. The first thing I thought of was that Iron Squadron. I believe that's what the episode was from Star Wars Rebels. It's one of the worst rated episodes of the show. I mean, I understand completely wanting to spend time with Ahsoka. She is one of the best characters in Star Wars, but spending it like this is not exactly what I had in mind. I was expecting a lot more battle from this, but it's episodes. I'm honestly going to enjoy it. Like I've said before, when I binge watch the entire show, if you binge it, there are no episodes that are genuinely bad. There are episodes that are worse and that you kind of have to just power through, but there's no episodes that are honestly bad. Now, if there was a week gap in between each episode of this season, then I can tell for 4 weeks, I think people would pretty much just be grinding through these episodes waiting to get to the Siege of Mandalore. We did get a third clip, though it is in its unfinished animation form, but even this unfinished animation looks miles ahead of the previously unfinished animated episodes that we've gotten before that were released on StarWars.com. This essentially shows Ahsoka and Anakin walking through the hallways of a Venator, and basically troopers are saluting her and saying like, "Oh, welcome back, Commander," stuff like that, and she's saying, "Oh, I don't, they shouldn't be saluting me. I'm not a Jedi anymore. I'm not a part of the Galactic Army." And Anakin's just like, it's respect. You fought with these men. you've seen them die, you've led them to victory, and it's a nice heartfelt moment, and I can tell that these last 4 episodes are definitely going to be my 4 favorite episodes of this season, without a doubt. We even get to see Rex and the detachment of the 501st, now the 332nd, that is going to be with Ahsoka and Bo-Katan and some of the Mandalorians when the Siege of Mandalore happens. And I gotta say, I am not a fan of the orange and blue paint job. I was under the impression that the 501st detachment was going to have a completely orange paint job, like the similar chest design that you would see with blue, but instead you'd see with orange, and then they would have the helmets with Ahsoka's tattoos design. Rex even says that the paint job looks a little bit crude, and it really does. I'm not a fan of this, but I'm going to hold off judgment completely until I see them in action. I still don't like the way they look aesthetically speaking, but I'm sure it's the 501st. They're going to get it done. And that, of course, brings us to the trailer for Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7. Very similar to how the first trailer started, whereby it basically was a bunch of lines of clones talking. This one does take a little bit of a trip down memory lane, and it shows Ahsoka leaving the Order. It's completely in black and white, and the farther away Ahsoka gets from the Jedi Temple, the more it transitions into color. And one moment that I really love from this trailer is a heartfelt moment from Rex where he says he's watched so many of his brothers die. And he lists off Fives, Echo, who is alive but we don't know it yet, and also Heavy, who, if you remember, died way back in Season 1. And it's just a nice moment. We see a couple shots of Ahsoka and her new friends attacking Pike members, fighting off droids, and they run past and they see Bo-Katan, which is really nice. And then you see more shots of her going out to meet Rex again with the 332nd detachment of the 501st. And then we come to the moment that seems to have raised a little bit of controversy. Anakin basically gives Ahsoka back her lightsabers. He repaired them, it's implied. He says they're good as new. She ignites them and they're blue. He then goes on to say, oh, maybe even a little better, and then we just see some action shots with her with the blue lightsabers. Now, a lot of people don't seem to understand why would they be blue, and it makes perfect sense to me. Keep in mind that the lightsaber crystals are very similar to the wands in Harry Potter, where the crystal chooses you, you do not choose the crystal. So, since Anakin is a Jedi Guardian, and for those of you who don't know, a Jedi Guardian is someone who favors lightsaber style over Force abilities. That's why someone like Yoda, who favors Force abilities, his lightsaber is green. So when Anakin probably went to go get new crystals for the lightsaber, blue crystals revealed themselves to him, so when he put them into the lightsaber, they were blue. It just makes perfect sense. He wouldn't be able to find green lightsaber crystals for Ahsoka, so he did the best he could with what he had. Following that, there's just a bunch of action scenes of people walking around, shooting stuff. It's just basically Clone Wars action. It's something that you can expect from every trailer, and a lot of good action shots with Ahsoka and the repaired lightsabers with the blue blades. And then it just basically goes to black, and you hear footsteps coming down, and then you just hear Darth Maul's voice saying like, oh, I expected Kenobi, why are you here? Now, Dave Filoni went on to say that Darth Maul's lightsaber combat, he does have a double-bladed lightsaber in this. If you haven't seen it already, you will see it soon. But he said that the lightsaber combat was going to be very inspired off of Ray Park's lightsaber style in The Phantom Menace. So we are going to see Darth Maul fighting with a double-bladed lightsaber against Ahsoka, and I honestly can't wait for that. I'm super excited for that. I'm a little bit cautious about the episodes of Ahsoka in the Coruscant Underworld, and while I'm not necessarily disappointed with the fact that Bad Batch is being included in this season, I'm not exactly excited either. I've already seen it. I already know what happens. Nonetheless, I'm still super excited for this season. I think it's going to really be a great one. Dave said that this lightsaber fight between Ahsoka and Darth Maul is going to be one of, if not the best duel in the entire series. Sam Witwer, the voice of Darth Maul, said that this entire arc, the last 4 episodes, you're going to see some stuff that will shock you. And he said, not stuff that's like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. No, like he said, it will shock you. You will be surprised. Wait. For those of you wondering, this will be available on Disney+. It's not going to be on Netflix. It's not going to be on Cartoon Network, not on Disney Channel. It will be on Disney+, probably around November, the same time that the streaming service launches and The Mandalorian gets put on. I want to hear your thoughts. I hope you guys are excited for it as I am. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again next time.